Anyway.
Yummy.
What was that noise?
Hey guys,
Hello.
we're gonna give you some freshman advice.
Yeah.
My name's Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I'm currently a freshman at the University of Oregon, and I'm studying political science with a minor in legal studies. Demita.
My name is Demita. My pronouns are she, her. I'm also a freshman at the University of Oregon. I'm studying journalism with a minor in women's gender studies. And I'm from Anchorage, Alaska.
Where are you from, Jess?
Sacramento, California.
Wow. My name is Jasmine. My pronouns are she, her. I'm studying political science as well. I'm also a freshman, and I'm from the Bay Area in California. Why are you doing that with your
I was trying to figure out if I could hear you or not.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start off and kind of go in chronological order and highlight some of the questions you guys asked us. So we're going to start with the first week and move-in advice. I think you two should go with this one because I didn't do any of this and I regret it. So.
There's some advice right there.
Yeah.
If you're black, you can move in early.
2 days early.
Take it.
Yes. Yeah, so, if you get the opportunity to move in early, take it. General population move-in day is absolutely insane. We all got to move in early. Jess moved in 2 days early because of the Black Scholars thingy. And then me and Jess moved in 1 day earlier because we joined an ARC. However, if you do move in early, you have to pay a freaking $75 fee or something. But you can get that.
No, I think it's because mine, I didn't have to pay.
It depends on the offer that you get or whatever.
You can you yourself can move in early just if you want to. You don't have to be a part of anything.
Yeah.
But then you'll have to pay the fee.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other programs.
They'll waive it for you. But also, I don't know if they're still doing this, but for us, we got to do Unpack the Quack, which is helping the general population move in early, and it also waived our fee, and we got a free meal for the day.
And a free t-shirt.
And a free t-shirt that I wear to bed.
That'll do it. The next thing we recommend is to bring and buy dorm decor because the dorms are absolutely empty when you get there, obviously.
Naked dorms.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you are ordering stuff, order it in your hometown and bring as much of it as you can or order it here way ahead in advance because when you get here and you try and order things at Target or Walmart or whatever, it's completely sold out and completely empty.
The
so
stores are bare.
Because there's a lot of state schools
bare.
around.
Yeah, so get stuff ahead of time.
I know when I was trying to get a freaking fridge, I literally looked everywhere, couldn't find one. Got one at Home Depot, random.
Costco has good fridges.
Yeah.
Vacuum?
I didn't buy a fridge. Yeah. Get a little portable vacuum, not a chunky one, because your dorm doesn't have chunky spaces.
Tiny vacuum.
They have very tiny, very, very small corners, in between your bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's just the little things. And the vacuums that they provide, they're not terrible, but they're just too big. And they don't get, all the spots that you're gonna need to get.
Bring a cart to move in. They provide you with, some, but it's hard to get your hands on them again because there's so many people moving in. And they're also just, abnormally big, to be honest. So bring your own cart. Jasmine brought, a freaking, wagon cart.
That was Jackie's.
Oh, just kidding. That was Jackie's.
Her mom brought it, and then she was like, I don't want it anymore. My mom was like, I do.
Yep,
and then there we go.
I also brought one. Super helpful.
Keep your door open.
Mm-hmm.
Bring scissors.
That too, I guess.
Well, yeah, because if you have scissors, people will be like, come to your room.
Oh,
if the door's open.
That's how she met
and
our friend Dylan.
They'll be like, do you have scissors? And you'll be like, yeah, I do, actually. Or a toolkit, screwdrivers.
Oh, yeah.
And a little, just a little one, because people forget that all the time. And move-in day, you're building stuff, making your room all nice and fancy, and people are gonna need to borrow stuff, and that's how you get to know people.
Yeah, and so keeping your door open, people will be walking to go do something, and you'll be like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they'll be like, we're going to do this, and you'll be like, can I come? And then you'll make friends, and it's great. Also,
It promotes openness.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say the next thing on the bullet
but
list.
I'm just saying that
People won't think you're antisocial.
yeah, people won't think that you're antisocial, and
Unless
it
you
just
are. That's
yeah.
okay too. But if you don't want to be, keep your door open.
Yeah. Go to the week of welcome events. Those are, again, just another way to create friends. Gain.
You're gonna build them yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna build them yourself at the week of welcome. I'm just kidding, but this is just a really good way to really get to know more about campus while also like meeting people.
The most common question we got about move in the first week and like starting classes was, how do you find your classes? Pro tip, I literally use the maps on my phone to get to a lot of the buildings on campus. I just search like Columbia. And then but also going a day before your classes, you'll have your schedule, and your schedule will tell you what buildings they're in. And if you go and walk around and find at least the buildings that your classes are in, makes it a lot easier on the first day because there's so many people walking around. Also just like literally your phone like will tell you.
Yeah. I think there's also like a week of welcome event that literally they help you find your classes. I recommend just like grabbing a couple friends that have like similar schedules and literally walking around with them. Also, if you download Navigate, it literally gives you your schedule, and then you can click on it and it shows you directions. So
Did not know that.
When you click the building, it takes you to Apple Maps or like map, whatever the map
it's just
is,
easier
like,
than having like search it up.
Yeah.
Like, just open up the app, click on the little
So
link.
you make sure you're going to the right building.
We got a lot of questions about roommates and making friends, which was like arguably probably what I was most nervous about coming here. So before you move in, like once you commit, there'll be like patio group chats and the Oregon like 2026 page or whatever year like you're coming in for. Those are really good ways to meet people and start like thinking about who your roommate is going to be and like what qualities you want. Speaking of roommates, make a roommate form. It's like just make a Google form with a bunch of questions that you care about when like looking for a roommate, like
what time you wake
up, like do you keep your room clean, like how close do you want to be, like stuff like that.
Are you a light sleeper?
Yeah.
Definitely like party, like what's your party scene and like do you smoke, drink?
Yep.
It's inevitable.
And like
you gotta ask the questions.
Yeah.
Since you're gonna be living with them, honestly, I was pretty blunt in mine. I was like, do you do drugs? So like honestly, I would just be straight up with the questions because like you are gonna live with this person. Like it's important to ask like the harder questions.
It's like no one's gonna judge you, and if they are, that should not be your roommate.
And then if you start making friends at in these group chats, try and coordinate an introduction date to like go and meet them in person so you can like see if you guys vibe. Yeah.
I remember like having first 3 people that asked me to be a roommate, I was like, no, because I want to weigh out my options, and like looking back, like I literally like you? I don't talk to these people, so
I did not do that.
Guys, did you know that Demita filled out my roommate form and I literally didn't know who she was? So we got some questions about residence halls and ARCs. ARCs! Let's talk about it.
ARC, matey.
Yeah. There are 15 ARCs on campus, and an ARC is an academic residential community. So these are people that you live with, you take classes with, and it's kind of, you have a class once a week. It's kind of like a homeroom, honestly. It's really cool because you are automatically
besties with all of them forever.
Automatically like grouped into like a group of people that cares about the same things you do and like already have similarities. So some of them are like art and design, business, media and social action, women in science and math, like
STEM.
There's women in STEM. There's cool ones, and you just fill out an application. And then another way that we recommend making friends is FIGs, which is first year interest groups, and they're more like generalized categories. Also just a cool way to meet people that you already have a shared interest in. Let's talk about residence halls.
Okay.
Because, like, where are you going to live, guys?
On the street corner.
Bean.
Dear Jesus.
Gosh, she lives by Bean. Bean is a very social, dorm, to say the least, I guess.
Venus vibes.
Yeah, that's what she says.
It's literally like, it's small and there's communal bathrooms, but everybody makes the best of the situation.
And it's hot and musty and smells like hot dog water and it's green and there's walls
I don't think
of
it
brick.
smells like.
I'm just like listing like horrible
It's
qualities. It's not that bad. It's just tight.
It's not green.
It's
Anyways, it's like, Bean is fun. I have friends in Bean. It's fun. Calapooya. Hotel dorm.
dorms.
See, that's my personal favorite.
They're like, I don't. I'm
10 out
gonna
of
say
10.
10 out of 10. I'm gonna say they're like the biggest rooms on campus, probably. I don't know if that's true, but biased. It's fine. Private bathroom. You can either be triple, double. Some people get singles.
That's a okay. I didn't know
It's
that.
not a thing, but your roommates move out, and suddenly it's just single. Anyway,
Dude, that was me the first like
Yo.
week when Demuta was stuck in Alaska.
yeah, true.
I made the whole room and I was like, well, now what do I do?
Do intense research on the residence hall page. Like that's how you're gonna. They tell you a lot, to be honest. Look up. Oh,
They did make a new welcome center.
they did make
in
a new welcome
Unthink.
center in Unthink. That
One of the
literally
new
shows
dorms.
you. Yeah, it literally shows you like prototypes. I don't freaking know of
Every room.
every room.
Oh, that's cool.
on campus. Also, we uploaded a dorm tour of Calapooya.
Yeah, we did. We
Only
literally
Calapooya,
did.
sadly.
We got a lot of questions about frat parties and Greek life and how to get into frat parties and hear about them. Our tactic is be friends with girls in sororities because we're not in a sorority, and they'll like tell us who's like what frats are throwing. Somebody asked what to do if you were a guy, which is so awkward and funny because they, due to like liability issues, like they will not let you in if you're just like a random dude. But you can always rush. You can always try and get in a frat and see which like fraternities fit your vibe. That would like honestly, I think rushing's a good experience, especially like low key for dudes more
Yeah.
than for girls.
Yeah.
And we have like a fairly good like fraternity scene. Recommend rushing with an affiliated fraternity.
Theta Chi.
Anyways,
Interesting.
there's also, if you're worried about like frat parties, there's also a lot of house shows around Eugene.
But you have to be 18 for those.
Yeah, you do have to be 18 for
But
those. Frat
frat parties,
parties, no, they don't check.
They don't check. You just
no.
walk in.
Yeah, you do.
For ladies.
If you're a
Yeah,
Yes.
if you are a
female identifying person.
Yes.
Anyways, so house shows, you bring your ID, you bring money if it's on the poster, just like probably water.
vaccination card
Vaccination card.
Yes, there we
for
go.
house shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not frats.
Yes.
They don't.
Not-
They don't.
Do not bring anything to frats.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
no.
No. Other than your key and your ID. Speaking of.
Maybe a phone.
Oh, that too.
Nah.
So, for safety wise, a lot of people here have pepper spray or just like self defense tools in general. My roommate has like this thing where it's called a birdie. If you pull it, it makes a really, really loud noise. We also have duck rides, which is like you can call and schedule a ride, or you can just call them and see if they can give you a ride.
Buddy system.
And
Yeah.
firemen.
We never never go out anywhere alone.
Without someone.
We either go in a big group, or if we go out, I go out with like just Jess, or go out with just Jazz. Like, never go out alone. First term, me and Jasmine did a lot of like night walks. Don't recommend that.
Yeah,
that was
no.
like a scary experience. Places to avoid:
Yerp.
graveyard. It's just sus.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
There's too many rumors about the graveyard to like just be going.
Just
to
be
fuck
going
around.
there.
You'll learn when you get here.
Yeah. Downtown Eugene is also just sus.
Okay, during the day it's fine.
Yeah.
Especially just be with someone. Like
Yeah.
seriously, don't go alone. Just be cautious. Try and go with someone if someone will go with you. Go during the day. Like basically anywhere at night.
Is
Like if it's not close to like central campus, it's just kind of like, why do you need to be
then,
doing
like,
that?
There's
You
just
know.
no streetlights. So it makes everything so much more dark.
Yeah.
there is like a pretty big like houseless person scene on campus.
But-
Just like be safe. Like
Like just like anywhere in general.
buddy system for sure.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about some resources on campus that are cool. We got some questions about people with ADHD and accessible education and just like resources around campus, which, not to like be annoying, but we do, like the University of Oregon in general has really good resources just for like across the board everyone.
Yeah.
So I have ADHD, and some of my friends do as well. And what a lot of people do is go to the Accessible Education Center. There's a website. It's aec@uoregon.edu. And they get accommodations. Like, you have to talk to someone and explain, like, what you're struggling with and why, and, like, what accommodations you think would help. And every professor that I've had in their syllabus, they're, like, super, super understanding of AEC accommodations. Like, they can't not be. So, yeah, I recommend that if you just, like, even if you don't have ADHD, honestly, like, if you're just struggling, like, they're super open about it. The health center also has drop-in therapy, and therapy you can schedule. I think you get, like, 7 or 8 free ones.
I thought it was
Like,
10.
Something like that.
I think something like that. They'll tell you more about this,
Yeah.
but, like, 7 or 8 free house, like, therapy visits, especially, like, in times of crisis if you need it, you know.
Therapy dogs.
Yes, the therapy dogs.
They be having those.
And
And
the
then
therapy llama on
Therapy
campus too.
llama?
Caesar, love Caesar.
And then all of this information about, like, the specific centers can be found on onestop.uoregon.edu, and you can find out about literally all of them. There's other ones too.
Yeah.
Sco Ducks.
Also, this is like a random fact that I just remembered. When you're like picking your classes, what's it freaking called? Rate Your Professor. Rate My Professor.
Yeah, Rate My Professor.
Really good resource as well. Just
Highly
like,
recommend.
lets you know basic things about like how like your professor teaches or whatnot. Some of them you have to be really careful about, like some of the like ratings that people leave, but I would recommend. I've found some really good teachers off of that website. So
Yeah, and my rule is, like, usually, like, 3.0 or above, because, like, it's out of 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I read the reviews that people leave. Sometimes they're mixed, and you just kind of have to, like, go for it.
yeah.
But there,
Yep.
but there's also, like, dropping classes within your first week and picking up other classes is a fairly easy process that you'll get used to. And don't be afraid about dropping classes or, like, not having the amount of credits that they, like, recommend, because a counselor told me that, like, it's not that big of a deal if you're taking, like, 14 credits instead of 16, because they budget in like the recommendation for people to, like, fail classes or drop classes and stuff. I think that's about it.
What about, like,
Oh.
how would you guys suggest taking classes? Because I know when we were joining when we were, like, in our Zoom calls with like the previous art kids, they were like, put your hardest classes in this term and your easiest classes in this term. And, like, thinking back, honestly, I didn't do that, and I don't think that made it any different.
I would recommend getting classes such as writing 121 and 122 and 23 out of the way, because you need those to graduate.
Oh, yeah.
I would take writing 121 first term and writing 122 or 23 the second term, just get it out of the way. There's degree guides for every single major, with exactly, like, a recommendation of what classes to take every term. So I would look at those, and if you deviate a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. I would do, like, an even split of general ed classes, like math and writing, and then something geared towards your major, or something that just looks interesting to you to fulfill a requirement. Because
Or, like,
that
so
way,
it's less boring.
yeah, exactly, and you're not swamped with classes that you don't like super care about.
And, like, classes later in the day, not the move.
Don't do it.
Not the move.
Yeah.
But also ADM's also not the move.
I know I only talked to my advisor, like, before starting school, and then I didn't talk to my advisor for winter term classes. I kind of took just, like, classes I didn't need to take because I didn't talk to my advisor, and then I had to talk to my advisor because I was on academic probation, and
Which is normal, by the way.
which is normal. Like,
Don't, like, freak out.
Don't freak out. I was, like, freaking out about it, and then I talked to her. She was from Alaska. It was crazy, but anyway, like, I know it's not required to talk to your advisor after, like, your first, like, coming in, but I think you should, because they literally tell you, like, what classes to take. Like, I literally have an email about that when my advisor was telling me what classes to take for spring term, and I'm in all those classes, and I'm like I'm ready to declare full major for journalism. So.
We have a good mix of good counselors. When I scheduled my appointment with 2 separate counselors, I was like not very satisfied. But when I asked like a teacher / mentor person about about a counselor that he recommended, I will never be emailing anybody else except about my schedule like ever again.
Yeah.
So I recommend reaching out to professors or people you know about like good counselor experiences that you've had. Its name is Paulo.
Love Paulo.
Love Paulo. Reach out to him. Super nice, very helpful. Is that it?
I think so. Time to go to work.
How do we close this up?
Should I drop out? Wait, no.
What?
No. Thanks guys for listening to us talk. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. And
Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
yeah, do that too. I would honestly, leave comments in the questions in the
questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have a post on the Oregon 2026 page if you want to reach out.
I mean, I'm sure Jasmine will drop our Instagrams or something.
Oh, so true.
Hit us up in the DMs. I know
Keep it PG.
all of our accounts are public.
I'm like,
so
yeah, you guys can DM me.
yeah.
All our TikTok.
There's a TikTok.
So true. Vivance Batty. Anyway.
Not your TikTok, our TikTok.
Oh, ADHD X3.
Oh. No, I think I changed it. It's
She did change
not
it.
X3, you silly goose.
What is it?
I don't know. But yeah. DM us. Like all of our accounts are public. Who knows for how long? I feel like Jess changes hers every now and then. But
From public to private?
Yeah.
I literally know. Oh, no, I literally never do that.
Just kidding then.
I got it.
But
Jadussies.
Should I?
So true.
Jadussies?
Oh yeah.
It's all of our names combined. And then us.
Thriving us. Can I do cool hand transition?
Sayonara.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Crap.
Wee.